Welcome back to Untamed Universe. I'm Churkin Flurkov. Of all the systems we have explored in this series, none have the history nor the allure of today's entry. Stories of a time forgotten and a people for whom intellect was both their making, their glory, and their undoing. Through their incredible endurance, they remain today as a little-known lesson to those who are willing to listen. Today, we head to the Nejeor System and meet its inhabitants, the Kish. In a cosmos teeming with a plethora of celestial bodies, few have the historical import of Nejeor 6. One pearl in a string of celestial jewels that comprise the Nejeor System. A gas giant of astonishing proportions, its initial settlers were none other than the lofty Kishali, an ancient people of advanced intellect. Yet today, it is the cradle of their degenerate progeny, known simply as the Kish. As we drift through this swirling, tempestuous atmosphere of Nejeor 6, one can't help but notice the electric aura that seems to be omnipresent. High concentrations of precious metals float amidst these gaseous heavens, easily ionized and sparking off lightning storms that dance like a divine fireworks show in the ether. Beneath this churning cloud deck lies a liquid ocean of hydrogen, interspersed with monolithic chunks of debris and bathed in the heat from a core of heavy metals, whose radiation infuses pockets of this oceanic expanse with an otherworldly warmth. But let us not overlook Nejeor 6's enigmatic moons, 3 in number, yet untamed by the cartographer's ink. The smallest among them is a celestial ballet dancer, in orbit dictated by the gravitational pull of its larger siblings, and Nejeor 6 itself. So erratic its path, that the moon's very crust crumbles and folds in continuous orogeny. The largest moon, by contrast, is a silent sentinel of frozen methane, in deep crevasses bearing ghostly geometric shadows, while the remaining rocky moon serves as a canvas for the impacts of countless asteroids, its craters pregnant with a mysterious blood-red ore. The spoken lore of Nejeor 6 speaks of a time when the Kishili built floating metropolises like Istamak, a grand city that once floated majestically above the clouds. During an ancient war with the Civs, the resources of this mysterious planet were instrumental, but as empires often do, the Kishili civilization disintegrated. Nejeor 6 was abandoned, leaving its residents to devolve into the Kish, a society teetering on the edge of pre-industrial existence. Though the skeletal remnants of their floating cities still haunt the skies, held aloft by an alchemy of science and enchantment. In the high-altitude metropolis of Istamak, the Kish dwell amidst the ruins of their ancestral grandeur, a society with amnesia, ignorant of the scientific marvels that surround them. The atmosphere, though seemingly barren, occasionally plays host to fleeting visitors, such as lightning elementals. But it is in the liquid hydrogen depths where the most remarkable residents reside. Translucent six-armed cephalopods glide stealthily, hunting radiant sea and enemies. Closer to the core even, more bizarre life forms have adapted to conditions with extreme pressure, lighting up their abyssal world with their own bioluminescence. Nejeor 6, a celestial enigma, a time capsule of civilization's fleeting glory, and an ecological treasure trove, all ensconced in a gaseous cocoon within the far reaches of the cosmos, truly a world as fascinating as it is forbidding. The Kish. In the nebulous skies of Nejeor 6, amidst the skeletal remains of once majestic floating cities, dwells a race of beings as mysterious as their celestial abode, the Kish. Descendants of the lofty Kishali, a species of celestial navigators who once traversed the stars, the Kish are the living testament to an empire long gone, yet their legacy remains, etched in the very ruins they inhabit. At first glance, a Kish is a striking figure, a hairless humanoid with a trinity of eyes set into a visage of ancestral dignity. Towering limbs which seem to whisper stories of a powerful past end in sharp, predatory teeth. Their skin, a canvas of grey to sky blue, displays subtle gradations in hue as if kissed by the very clouds they float amongst. And although they may appear sexually monomorphic to an untrained observer, subtle differences in the shape of the central eye speak to a complexity we can only begin to fathom. The annals of their history are like a tragic epic penned by cosmic hands. When the planet Galorian was in the throes of its Stone Age, the Kishali had already laid claim to Nejeor 6, this magnificent gas giant rich in almost boundless natural resources. Here, they crafted cities that floated like mirages amongst the clouds. During the cataclysmic war with the Civs, it was Nejeor 6 that fueled the Kishali's desperate struggle for survival. Victory came by capturing the Civs' horrific weapon, the Stellar Degenerator, a device so potent that its mere existence brought about the downfall of its creators. For a time, the Kishali wielded this apocalyptic device like a sword of Damocles, ever reluctant to unsheath it fully. It was eventually sequestered away in a demi-plane, accessible only via the enigmatic Gate of the 12 Suns, far removed from the Nejeor System. Alas, empires wane, and the Kishali civilization crumbled into cosmic dust. Isolated, their colonists on Nejeor 6 had to either flee, perish, or adapt. Those who remained evolved into what we now know as the Kish, a rugged, resourceful species that has forgotten the celestial tapestry their forebears once wove. Today's Kish live in tribes bound together by an imperative of survival and a culture that seeks to touch the divine spirits of their ancestors. In the absence of a written language, their traditions are preserved orally or through mystical paintings that depict a world they can only scarcely comprehend. Despite their primitive lifestyle, they are led by individuals of exceptional wisdom and might. Chieftains advised by huntmasters and curators, who seem to possess an almost instinctual grasp of the ancient technology that litters their home. To them, cooperation is not just a virtue, but a sacred law decreed by the very spirits they revere. Oh, the Kish, a people caught between the echoes of a glorious past and the urgent needs of the present. Their myths a pale imitation of the actual exploits of their ancestors, who once commanded an expansive interstellar realm. They wander amidst the ruins, leaving offerings at sacred sites, forever yearning for the favor of ancestral spirits. Sometimes, they find what they seek, a piece of forgotten technology, a cryptic message from an old computer, fragments of a past both magnificent and mournful. And so, the Kish continue their endless quest, living memorials of a once mighty civilization, as they cling to existence on a planet as enigmatic as they are. A poignant tale in this ever-expanding cosmic anthology. Istamak. For centuries, the Kish of Istamak have survived by holding fast to unity, their tribe bound together beneath the word of a single chieftain. In a world of scarce resources and many dangers, such harmony is not a luxury, but a necessity. Yet now, with their population swelling, shadows loom over their fragile peace. Hearth, the heart of their community, cannot hold them together forever. Soon, difficult choices must be made. Will they deny their own kin shelter, allowing some to perish in order to preserve the whole? Will they expand, building upon the ruins with a scale unseen for generations? Or will splinter groups strike out in search of new homes, risking fracture and strife? However the Kish respond, it will mark a turning point in their history. And if hunger and scarcity were not enough, Istamak is stalked by predators not of Nejeor 6's making. Acrochors, sharp wings, and roaming packs of eohiths, creatures once displayed in the city's zoos, now rule its abandoned quarter. They descend without warning, squeezing the life from their unwary victims or striking them from the sky. For the Kish, every venture into the ruins is a calculated risk, each day a contest between survival and extinction. Istamak itself is a city of ghosts, its skyline filled with marvels of both science and sorcery, now twisted by time into something half remembered and half feared. Among its many districts, a few stand out as monuments to both wonder and ruin. In the heart of the overgrown hunting grounds lies the Dreaming Pool, a reservoir whose waters are replenished only by rare rains. By day, it is an oasis, home to bright moss and darting insects, but by night, it becomes something far more mysterious. Kish legend tells that on a moonless night, one who strips themselves bare and floats upon its still surface, will be carried away into the land of dreams made manifest. Whether this is mere fancy or some lingering magic, the belief has persisted for centuries. To the Kish, the dreaming pool is not simply water, but a gateway to the spirit world, a place where the living may glimpse the realm of the ancestors. Once the ideal hotel, a glittering jewel of Kishali hospitality, a grand structure is now twisted into something far more sinister, named the Palace of Screams. Within its shadowed halls, vole-like creatures known as Dukals have multiplied by their hundreds. Feeding upon one another's mystic energy, they create a deafening telepathic chorus, a scream that seeps into the minds of intruders, driving them to madness. To the Kish, it is a place of terror. Some whisper that it is cursed. Others say it's a prison for tormented souls. The bravest, or the most cruel chieftains, have sent outcasts here, condemning them to a night among the endless shrieking voices. Few emerge sane. At Azure Plaza, where once merchants catered to visitors from across the stars, only empty shelves remain, watched over by a fountain that still splutters bright blue water at unpredictable intervals. To the Kish, it is alternately holy and cursed, its liquid believed to heal, enlighten, or destroy, depending on the generation. To the northwest, the broken lands gape wide where a great power station once tore the ground apart, leaving chunks of the city floating free, forever drifting like lost islands. Few Kish dare to tread there, but youths sometimes brave its ruins in search of adventure. The Cloudside Condominiums. Once a haven of luxury, now lie overgrown and empty. Many attempts to resettle this quarter have ended in mystery and tragedy. To the Kish, this place is cursed, a silent warning of boundaries best left unbroken. Other landmarks too carry their stories. The empty court, once a theater of entertainment, now reimagined as a hall of justice. The Fields of Honor, transformed in memory from an arena of sport to a place of solemn martial reverence. Each speaks of a civilization that once reached for the stars, only to collapse inward, leaving the Kish to piece together fragments of its meaning. At the center of it all lies Hearth, a cluster of apartments turned village where the Kish live, farm, and worship. It is a place of resilience born from decline, the beating heart of a people who cling to survival in a city of wonders long forgotten. Elsewhere in the Nejeor System, the Kashili's legacy lives on today, and we still find evidence of their one-time dominion of the system. At the heart of the system blazes a yellow dwarf star, modest in size but abundant in warmth and light. Around this stellar beacon orbit a family of worlds, each one with its own story to tell. Closest to the star, two rocky planets, Nejeor 1 and Nejeor 2, circle in a most unusual embrace. They share the same orbital path, yet remain forever apart, held in a delicate balance at diametrically opposed positions. Scorched by their proximity to the sun, these worlds are searing and inhospitable, barren rocks adrift in a furnace of solar fire. Further out lies Nejeor 3, a gas giant swathed in thick clouds and accompanied by a single moon. A world of vast storms and swirling vapors, it is a precursor to far greater behemoths that await deeper in the system. Then comes Nejeor 4. Midst its lush canopies, 4 lies in a world defined by its forests, a labyrinth of towering trees where survival depends not only on strength, but on agility, cunning, and cooperation. Here, the dominant predators are the Eowys, pack hunters of remarkable prowess. These arboreal mammals, no larger than a hound, traverse their woodland domain with astonishing ease. Muscular forelimbs end in 8-digit hands, each perfectly adapted for gripping branches and launching from tree to tree. Their fur, ranging from thick blacks in males to the mottled tans of females, provide both camouflage and identity. With wide nostrils, piercing eyes attuned to the gloom of the undergrowth, and jaws lined with formidable teeth, the Eowys are predators without equal in their native habitat. but it is in their society that they truly excel. From lofty treetop perches, EOS work together in flawless scrutiny, driving prey into ambushes or surrounding it from above in a deadly circle. Their young, nurtured by their mothers and fed on the kills of the pack, are trained from birth in the art of the hunt. It is a harsh apprenticeship, but one that ensures survival in a perilous world. And yet, their tale stretches far beyond Nejeor 4. The ancient Kishali, ever captivated by life's diversity, captured these predators and transported them across the system to Nejeor 6, where they became prized attractions in great zoological gardens. After the Kishali Empire crumbled, many perished, but some endured, escaping into the ruins of Istamak itself. Today, they roam in abandoned avenues and broken parks, living echoes of their forested origins. In time, the Kish, descendants of their original captors, would tame these creatures, transforming once feral hunters into companions, guardians, and allies in the struggle for survival. We travel on now to Nejeor 5, a world of fire and stone, where volcanoes roar and molten rivers shape the land. From this crucible of heat and ash comes one of the most fearsome predators of the Nejeor system, the acrochors. These serpents, immense and muscular, stretch to lengths of 12 feet, their thick bodies armored with knobby, red and black scales that shimmer faintly in the glow of the lava fields. Unlike most serpents, their mouths are not at the front, but instead nestled on the underside of their bodies, a nightmarish maw of jagged teeth, rarely glimpsed until the moment of attack. Their hunting is a spectacle of ruthless efficiency. Striking with sudden speed, they sink their teeth deep into prey before winding their bodies around it, suffocating the life from their victims. They are unparticular in diet, equally content with fresh meat or carrion, and may spend days coiled around a single carcass, patiently devouring it. Even their reproduction is intertwined with the volcanic fury of the world. After laying eggs near a source of heat, a mother acrochor consumes both food and volcanic glass, entering a hibernation so profound it seems indistinguishable from stone itself. Yet, even in this slumber, she remains vigilant, stirring the instant her eggs are disturbed, ready to strike with lethal precision. Like the Eoas, the acrochors were taken by the Kishali, exhibited in controlled habitats among their floating cities. When civilization collapsed, these serpents escaped into their labyrinth underbellies of Istamak, adapting to a strange new environment of steel and sorcery. There, they fed upon energy conduits and the occasional unwary hunter. The Kish, wary of their indomitable flesh, pursue them for their hides alone, the meat too tough, too unforgiving to sustain even the hungriest of tribes. Past Nejeor 6, with its mighty storms, moons, and the legacy of the Kishali, the system begins to quieten. Nejeor 7 is a cold, rocky husk, lifeless and still, circling its star in frozen silence. Nejeor 8, another gas giant, gleams pale blue against the darkness of space, a silent colossus girded by icy winds and a solitary moon. And finally, on the system's edge drifts Nejeor 9, a frigid, rocky sphere. It is barren, devoid of life, and yet haunting in its solitude, standing sentinel at the very frontier of the Nejeor system. Together, these worlds, fiery and frozen, forested and gaseous, alive and lifeless, compose a system of profound contrast. Each is a chapter in its great cosmic saga, orbiting in stately rhythm around a golden star. As our celestial sojourn through the Nejeor system draws to a close, one is struck by the poignant dance of life and ruin, an ancient legacy and evolving destinies. In the Kish, and indeed their remarkable home of Nejeor 6, we observe a living tapestry woven of both grandeur and decay. Though the brilliant Kishali civilization that once spanned the stars is no more, its remnants persist, in structures of awe-inspiring beauty and in the blood of the Kish, who carry forth the indomitable spirit of their ancestors, albeit in a manner greatly diminished. In this distant, ethereal world, far removed from the constellations that most of us call home, we find reflections of our own existential journeys. It serves as a solemn reminder that empires may crumble, stars may fade, but life, in its resilience, finds a way to adapt, to persist, and to leave an indelible mark on the fabric of the cosmos. The annals of the Nejeor System and its enigmatic habitants may be but a footnote in the grand cosmic narrative, but it is a chapter replete with lessons on the fragility of existence and the enduring quest for understanding and survival. We leave behind the haunting beauty of Nejeor, but the story of the Kish will forever linger in our thoughts, a soul-stirring RE in the grand symphony of life. As we journey onwards through the endless sea of stars, casting our gaze toward new horizons, we carry with us an age-old question that the tale of the Kish and their celestial abode has stirred within us. Who are we in the face of unfathomable time and space? What is our legacy to be? And as we ponder these questions, the Nejeor System recedes into the distance, a poignant reminder of the perpetual cycle of life, death, and rebirth that defines our universe. Until our paths cross again in another corner of the vast cosmic arena, I bid you farewell and wonderment. Good night.